Welcome back to this clown's garage. Welcome back to this clown's garage. We still have this Auburn here, and we did a bunch of videos on this, so keep a lookout on my channel for those. In this video, I will be putting a horn in this car. So this is a universal kit I got from Farbin, and I'll put the link in the description below where to get this. It's on Amazon. It comes with 2 horns, instructions, brackets to put these horns on, some wires. It comes with the relay kit all wired up, so I should save some time. It also comes with the horn momentary switch, but I got my own nice little switch here. I'm going to put it in the dash. So this is how I'm going to wire this. It's very straightforward. There's 2 yellow wires and 2 black wires. Each of them go to each horn. There's a red wire with a fuse on it that's going to go straight to the battery positive. Then a white wire and another wire which is right here, this one here. That's going to go to the negative on the body somewhere. And this blue wire is positive coming from the button, from the horn button. So I'm going to show you how to wire that horn button I just showed you. So this is what this horn button looks like. It comes with a little harness back here with different color wires. Now there's different ways of wiring this. You can wire it where the button turns on, the light turns on when you press the button, or I'm going to have it where when the ignition goes hot or run, that's when it's going to be turned on, that light. So there's different ways of wiring it. This is what I'm going to use right here. The red and green wires are going to go straight to the positive side of the ignition. And the negative side is the black wire. And that's it here. This blue wire is going to send a positive power to the relay, which I said before we need to connect to the button. And the negative side, of course, is going to be controlled on the relay by the other wires that I showed you before that goes to the negative. So this is pretty much it in a nutshell. I'm just going to go ahead now and start wiring this on the car. The first thing I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to mount the horns. Alright, now this is in the front nose of the car. I'm going to hide these inside this frame rail here and point them a little down like that. So I'm going to use the brackets they gave me, but I'm going to use them in the back over here. And I'm going to cut this bracket here so it doesn't show. Just put it back there. So I'm just going to cut this bracket in half. Okay, so this is what I got. I'm going to go mount this in the back over there. Okay, now before I mount this, I'm going to put some red thread locker on here. Go ahead and mount this in the car. Okay, caught. Alright, so there it is mounted. I used a small ignition style wrench to get back in here and tighten that down. I'm going to point this down a little bit, just like that, so water doesn't get into it. Also, I like to use pre-existing holes that are already on the car in the frame. I don't like drilling new holes or anything like that, so that's perfect there. So there's another one right here, so I'm going to use that one to put the other one on. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one in now. And that's mounted also. So it's both mounted. Alright, so I took the wire loom apart on this thing. These black wires, these are going to go straight to the ground side of the horns, and I'm going to ground this out. So I already found a ground spot in the car. I'm going to make my own wires, so that's garbage. Over here, this is for the switch we set inside the car. These are the positives going to the horns, so I'm going to lengthen these to go to the horns. This is going inside the car, the power for the battery, and this is also going to a ground. So I'm going to do the ground side first. I'm going to show you on a car where I'm going to mount the relay. I'm going to put some silicone grease in here just to waterproof this a little bit. I might put a little bit in here too, just to waterproof it. Well, this car is not going to see much water because it's a convertible classic and he's not going to drive it in the rain. It might just see some water when he washes it, so it's not going to be a big deal where I'm going to mount this. So I'm going to go ahead now. I'm just going to put some silicone in here. Put some silicone, aka dielectric grease over here, and some back here. Shove it in. Put that in here. And I'm going to pack this a little more up with grease in here. Alright, now there's a hole right here. Just going to put a nut and bolt through there. And we're good. Okay, now I'm going to start making the ground wires for the horns. I'm going to show you once how to do this. I'm not going to show it again because I don't want to have a 2-hour long video. So first thing you do is strip the wire. Strip her. Twist her around. And this is where the ground's going to go. I'll show you it's on the car. I took it off already. And then insert her. Crimp her down. Give her a tug from behind. That's good. Always, whenever you use wires, you connect wires on the outside of the car, make sure they're waterproof, weathertight like this. And the next thing is just heat it down and shrink. It'll shrink wrap around here. And that's done. So I'm going to use the other. I'm going to do the other connectors, and I'm going to show you when I connect this to the car. Okay, so I put the grounds for the horns here, and also the ground for the relay here. All right, so put one ground over there on one horn, and that ground's connected too. Okay, now the two yellow wires, I extended them with the same size gauge. Or you can also go a little bit bigger gauge. And now connect that. And that's done on this side. Those are the power wires. And that side's done too. So the horns are wired and mounted. So this is the red wire coming out of the relay. This is the one with the fuse on it. I cut this. I'm going to put a 10 gauge wire on this. Run it all the way back to the battery. And put the fuse back on it where the battery is. So I'm just going to do that now. Alright, so I put the wire here, and I put a little label here that says horn, and the fuse is already in there. It's a 30 amp fuse, and that's done. Alright, now to test the whole circuit, except for the button, we can add power to this blue wire to test that everything works properly. And it does! Yeah baby, now wire the blue wire. Alright, so this goes inside the switch. Let me show you what I did inside for the switch now. Alright, so I wired the horn button. The red goes to ignition hot, so accessory hot on the ignition switch. And the green goes to the hot terminal that's hot all the time on the ignition switch. Before I had these together when I showed you the original wiring diagram, but these are separate now. The red is for the LED light, so we want that to turn on whenever we turn the ignition to hot. And we want the green to power this button all the time, even if the ignition's off. The blue wire goes to the relay, that's hot. The yellow wire we don't use, and the black wire goes to a ground. So now the car is off, and it works. And now when I turn the ignition to hot, you're going to see the light turn on. That's good, and it still works. So that's how you wire this horn button. Alright folks, now I'm just going to go around and put everything in loom. This is wire mesh loom. This is really nice. So a quick thing on this loom, I don't want to show you me looming everything because that's going to take forever. This is how I cut it. I use a pair of dikes, my favorite tool in my toolbox. So I cut that there. Then over here at the end, I put a little bit of a flame just to melt it a little bit. Then, once I put the wires in through here, I put a little bit of black tape on this end and it looks nice and finished. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I have a piece of flat stock. I'm going to make a hole in the middle, mount this here, and then mount this underneath the dash. Now do a 90 here. Alright, so this is the thickness of the button. So I put tape up to there. We use a step drill bit. Some tap magic. And drill away. That's pretty much it. Now I'll drill this side, because this can be mounted underneath the dash. Alright, so there's a bolt that goes through here, there's a bracket in the back, and that's the bolt I'm going to use to put this right here. So now I'm just going to sand this down, this little bracket that I made, and paint it black. Alright, so we're using some odorless mineral spirits to clean this up. I also roughed it up a little bit with some sandpaper, and this thing's ready for paint. And now hit it with some black. Alright, time to put this in. Put it right there. Alright, so that's in place. Alright, now the ring goes back here. And this goes in like this. And that's good. Alright, now put the clip in the back. And it works. Alright guys, horn is done. Let's hear that bad boy. Woo! Let's turn this thing on to accessory on the ignition. And the light turns on. And it also honks when the LED is lit, of course. So, that's how you wire up a horn to a car. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like me, and share me. See ya!